up, everyone? Thanks for stopping by my channel, Esteemed Queen and Mentality. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Fill my cup and I will fill yours by hitting that like and subscribe button down below, so then that way you get to know when I post all of my tea talks. I hope everyone had a peaceful and safe Labor Day. All right, for those who do celebrate, so on and so forth. I was trying to put y'all over here in the light, but I don't have anything over here tall enough, so y'all just gonna have to come over here. Sorry, hold on, because I hear my pet child. Y'all, I went to a doctor's appointment, my checkup this morning. They got me here and they got me up here for my tetanus shot. So like I am probed up on one side, so please forgive me. Anyway, go ahead. I hope everyone, like I said, had a safe holiday. Everyone was able to spend time with at least someone that, you know, they care about. But I'm not gonna tarry too long because I have things to do. Yeah. And I can't be late. So go ahead, get your water, get your wine, get whatever it is you're sipping on, get it and bring it close. Okay. So it's been a little while, maybe like what, 2 weeks since we've had our last tea talk. And it's just time for another one. All right. Seasons is changing. It's a new month. So yeah, let's have a tea talk now. So, this tea talk here is sponsored by everyone's life, because we all know one way or another, you know, there comes a point in time where you really have to think about some things. You know, this can go for anything, okay? So my biggest thing is there's always a time, if you ever notice, there's always a time in a season where literally you want to spring clean, you want to deep clean, you want to declutter, you want to pretty much get rid of things that you don't wear, so on and so forth. You don't wear, you really need to clean. You got to get the cobwebs out of it. You know, you need to make use of this. You don't have use of that. You know, there's certain things that, you know, you may end up upcycling and you may end up donating, or there may be something that you may go and just throw away because there's no value, there's no point, there's no purpose in it. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just time to make room for something else to come along. All right. That can go for people, places, things, pets, events, you name it. In this sense, we're going to be using that same philosophy in regards to people in relationships, people in situationships, people just there, people that just, you know, just have like crickets and math numbers all around them, because it's just like, why are you here? I have done a video on you're here, but this one is more as if like, now that you see it, is it time to declutter? Is it time for you to just toss it to the left and chuck the deuces? Or is this more of a thing of maybe I need to like see if I can repurpose or recycle it? A lot of times relationships aren't things that we should recycle. The lessons, yes, we can upcycle those. Upcycling being, I take this same shirt and I cut the sleeves off and I crochet some on, or I put jean jacket sleeves on, okay? Same shirt, different sleeves, okay? So I upcycle. When we recycle, that's just like how you would do your aluminum cans, your water bottles, etc. Excuse me. You know, in your cardboard, etc. So, you know, we do come into a point in place in time where we do have people, places, and relationships in a pile where we have to decipher, okay, why are we decluttering this? Point blank period. Okay, in some situations, yes, we can upcycle the lessons. A lot of times we can upcycle the lessons more than we can upcycle the people. Hello? Okay, because we find that, of course, it's only up to that person if they want to change. It's also up to you if you want to continue to deal with them if they don't. Just know that there's a whole second set of consequences or repercussions dealing with someone who you already know is not going to change their stripes or their spots, but you still want to keep on putting your head in their mouth, you know? So when we come to people, situationships, relationships, okay, we come to a point where we all are at that crossroads where we got to figure out, like, is this worth proceeding, or if this is something that just needs to come to a close or come to an end or have a conclusion. Okay, when we get to those crossroads, instead of us carrying them on until it hits us that it's depleted or it continues to need improvements, if it needs improvements, it's going to improve, you know? So that is a no-brainer. But when you're to a point where you wake up and you're just like, why? It's time for you, if you got to ask that question, it's time for you to recycle. It's time for you to recycle and upcycle. Okay? So if you don't really think it applies, you have to understand, just like, building a relationship, learning how to recycle has the same concept. It takes patience and it takes information. When you get to know someone, you're gathering data, you're gathering information, you're gathering facts, right? Okay, well, when you go and you recycle, you need information to know what you can and cannot recycle together. Okay? Two people who are not equally yoked should not be recycled together. Okay? They need to be upcycled to two onesomes, not one twosome. All right? When it comes to of course, clothes. You can't wear it. You don't see yourself trying to fit in it, getting in it, all that good stuff. It's just time to move on. Right? What if we have that person or that relationship where, you're not in a bad place, but you're also not in a place where, you feel like it's a smile on your face. So you got to ask yourself, well, what should we recycle here and what should be upcycled? It sounds as if like you realize that you've hit a glass ceiling on what it is you consider to be tranquility and peace of mind for yourself. So what is it that you're realizing you have a deficit with or about for you to know that this person isn't serving and isn't filling that type of cup? You feel me? Are they cardboard? Are they plastic? Are they aluminum? We got to figure this out. So then that way you can continue to explore and exceed your last expectations of you being able to live in your fullness. You feel me? It takes patience and it takes information. All right? So again, when it comes to recycling, if you can read the little triangle and it tells you yes, no, put where, that takes accountability. It's just like if you were to litter and someone saw you. The accountability aspect of that is, bitch, you did it. So you need to pick it up and you need to throw it away the appropriate way. When people aren't looking, it's our responsibility to understand that we are to be held accountable for whatever action that comes with us getting rid of things that we don't want around or no longer serve us. Now, that does not mean to wake up in the middle of the night, go to whoever friend's house, knock on their door, or text them and say, this can't be the end, and go back to sleep. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when it comes to rhythms and lakes that you were once used to, when you feel as if like you 6 feet tall and you no longer can swim in a kiddie pool, you need to start making some adjustments. You need to start clearing some way. You need to start recycling some things, because Nothing can grow in a spot that's already occupied. You know what I'm saying? So if you know you can't recycle aluminum and plastic together, the accountability of that on your part is knowing better, okay? You being able to read it, you being able to understand it, that's you upcycling the lesson. All right. So now that you know you can't mix them two together, you can't put oil, you can't put someone who's oil and someone who's vinegar together and think like it's all like they're not gonna bump heads. You know, when we decide to go, if you're hard headed and you're dealing with someone that's bullheaded, come on now, two strong headed people who are probably just as prideful as they are strong minded, without there being some understanding as to what can put both parties at ease to be able to have a conversation and cultivate a relationship. You see what I'm saying with this? Either way you look at it, there's an accountability when it comes to when you decide to start putting things in piles and figuring out if you want to or if you don't want to keep the shit. So just know that. That means when the time comes and you put both hands on the table and you put your feet underneath the table, you gonna have a conversation. It's just like there's no love lost, there's no animosity. I may have outgrown you in certain situations, or I may not, I just, whatever the words are for you to recycle the relationship where there's no animosity, there's no hard feelings, but there's support of you growing. That's what you need to tend to. Okay? Don't play with me. Then last but not least, recycling, if you notice, bitch, it's a triangle. Wash, rinse, repeat. It's good, recycling isn't for the impatient. Okay? Relationships, long-term relationships may not be for the impatient either. At the end of the day, your life is your pace, literally. And regardless if you want to keep everything or if you want to create a balance that you are able to maintain, that all still requires that you show up to be accountable, as well as know at any given time you can change your mind. A lot of people don't want to normalize anymore that you can change your mind. You can think something else, you can have a plan B, you can have a plan C, but always remember and don't forget that at any point in time in life, people, places, things, you name it, they all have a recycle relationship with a trash can somewhere nearby. Waste management somewhere nearby. Okay? So don't ever let a friend or a person make you feel as if like you got to continue to tolerate them. Okay? It's best to be in a place where you're loved and embraced and you being around folks that tolerate you, or vice versa. Alright? It's time to recycle them. Again, you're not going to wear it. You ain't going to fit in it. You ain't even going to try. It's time to get rid of it. It's time for you to recycle it. All right? And by all means, if this is a third party triangle situation, meaning 3 people, all right, just understand, anytime you want to rotate out of that junction, out of that function, it is not up to you to go and interview whoever's going to get it next. That's not your responsibility. That is not your problem. Once it's off of you, once you didn't recycled it, once it has gone back into the cycle, it can go to whoever else, just not you. And that's the point. That's the point. Recycle the BS with no regret and keep it pushing. That simple. So, tell me down below, what are you recycling? What am I recycling? I'm going to get back to y'all on that. I'm pretty sure if I really dig deep down in my arsenal, I'm pretty sure I can find a couple of things that I need to recycle. But as far as me upcycling, I like to think that if I really learned the lesson the first time, then I won't have to, I won't have to revisit that. So whatever you don't pay attention to in the beginning is going to cost you twice as much in your ass later. So proceed with caution, okay? No nails. Outside of that, yeah, I gotta go. Oh yeah, I definitely gotta go. All right, y'all. So y'all let me know down below what is it that y'all recycling or upcycling into or out of this new chapter? Because before y'all know it, it's gonna be fall. Okay, so y'all let me know. Y'all let me know down below. I would love to hear them. Love to hear them. Outside of that, be sure that you like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below. I fill your cup if you fill mine. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.